Good morning. Pleased to see you all here. I did want to provide just a few updates and then spend a little bit of time talking about our upcoming budget for fiscal year 13. So we'll dwell on that a little bit toward the end of these remarks. We did provide you a comprehensive safety update at your last briefing. As you saw at that point in time, I think we've made some incredible progress in terms of our safety initiatives. Since then, we've actually reached a major milestone. Tomorrow is our last conclusion of our last operator recertification class. So essentially all of our operators, except those who have been on long-term leave, are now through the recertification class, and I think it does make a difference and it has been very much appreciated by the workforce. So again, my thanks to you for your support of that program, for pushing us to do it sooner than later. I think it was a very good thing. Just to note that that commitment continues, and we're now beginning to develop the curriculum for next year's operator recertification class. In addition, we'll be beginning a special class for our supervisor workforce, again, recertifying them. Most of those have attended that operator class at the same time, but we will be doing a special class for our supervisor workforce, which includes, of course, those who do the fair inspection duties and code enforcement. I did want to just also note that there have been a couple of incidents recently that were a bit higher profile. One was the mass accident at 10th and Washington in Hillsborough. I would just note that the police did cite the driver of the semi-truck that hit our light rail vehicle. Obviously, we continue to have that incident under investigation. What I wanted to assure you is this, as well as a reported hard stop that we had on a bus yesterday, which resulted in some transport of passengers, are under the incident review focus of our safety department as well as our operations department. So all of those incidents are thoroughly reviewed to see if there's anything we can learn in terms of our SOPs and our safety and our preparation. So again, just to note that those reviews are underway, ongoing. Again, those are very recent incidents, so we don't have responses right now, but our commitment is safety in all matters, and when these incidents occur, we want to make sure that we take the opportunity to learn everything we can from the incident. I wanted to also just note that our September ridership continues to show positive results. 8.4 million trips on buses, MAX, and West, and commuter rail, and that's up about 3% from September of last year. And again, our largest increases, as you've come to see, are on our newest products, the MAX Green Line and on West. Both of those were up 13%. We're also very pleased to see weekly bus trips up slightly as well. So we're very pleased. Green Line ridership is now up at 23,500 on an average daily basis. So I think that's a very, very healthy report as it relates to ridership. So very pleased with those results. And also just note on your desk is the highlights from the last CAT meeting. As you'll see, the CAT did pass a motion recommending against approving the boring withdrawal based on the effect of particularly lift customers in that area. They will obviously be presenting that recommendation to the hearings officer and then again to you at the appropriate time as it goes through its steps. I'd also like to report that this week we received another approval for the Portland-Milwaukee project. We received our letter of no prejudice for additional construction work related to the bridge and other activities. So these are all stepwise, if you will, Mother May I steps that the federal government issues. They're all very positive signs about how the federal government is viewing this project. I was also able to send you some correspondence last week about our hiring of a new Executive Director of Labor Relations and Human Resources. So very pleased that we'll be able to welcome Randy Stedman to the executive team. He'll start work at Trimet on November 14th. He literally brings 30 years of experience in this area, so we're really pleased to have his background, level of support, and this really critical area. Trimet is a people business, and so putting it at the front of our leadership team agendas, I think, will be really important, and Randy will do a great job of that. So I will definitely bring him around, and I'm sure he'll be at our November meeting in the meantime. With that, what I wanted to do was to transition a bit to our budget issues. It's very early to start talking about the next budget, but I would tell you that the work that Beth and her team does is splendid in terms of following the trends and the graphs and the trends, and there are some very unmistakable trends coming our way, and I'll have Beth go through that. So what I wanted to do today is really kick off our 2013 budget process, because we have some particularly difficult challenges ahead. Probably surprises no one that the times are handing us some particular challenges, but there are also some very specific issues coming to roost at Trimet that I think put us in a not business as usual mode when it comes to the budget. So some very serious threats on the horizon, and my goal is to begin planning for that soon, to provide everybody, including you and members of our community, our riders, our stakeholders, our taxpayers, the opportunity to input on these, what I think will be pretty difficult decisions over the next year, and to make sure that we hear from everybody. Beth Hamill, our Executive Director of Finance and Administration, will walk us through some of these projections. I would just note that it's a serious issue for the agency. And in my 20 years of experience at Trimet, I don't know that I've ever seen so many forces of uncertainty come together in one budget year. And that's what we're facing, and Beth will go through some of the major issues associated with that. So, Beth?